Hi everyone, so welcome back to another video. This is the last video of our AWS series. So far we are doing great. Okay, so what are the tasks pending for us to do? Basically, we need to purchase a domain. Okay, so I will show you how to purchase a domain, and after that we will configure that in our AWS using Route 53 service, and after that we will link that domain into our EC2 instance so that we can serve our project into that domain, okay, whichever the domain you are purchasing. Okay, and after that we will update our DNS record so that we can actually see our website while we calling our domain name. Okay, and obviously we need to download SSL certificate as well, because we are using that HTTP request. We are only possible to call the HTTP request. So in order to call that HTTPS request, we need to download a SSL certificate as well. Okay, so those are the things we are going to do in this video. So let's get into that. So the first step is get a domain. Okay, there are plenty domain providers are out there. Okay, so if you want to purchase from somewhere else, that's also possible. Okay, and even Amazon itself actually providing a facility to purchase domain. So when you go to the Route 53, there is an option to purchase a domain. Okay, so when you get started, yeah, you can see there is a option for register domain. Okay, you can purchase basically a domain from here itself. Okay, so but I already have a domain in GoDaddy. Okay, so that's why I'm suggesting GoDaddy. Okay, so I will show you in the GoDaddy as well. So let me search GoDaddy. It is not that much hard, it is simple. So you can basically sign into that. Okay, once you signed in, you can search whatever the domain you wanted. So let me search mine. So uh, okay, so you can see I didn't give complete name, I just give Mufil Rahma. So it is actually available, so you have to pay some amount. It is around 99 for 1 year only. If you add it to cart, it will cost you around 1,000. Okay, as a total. Okay, so if I search mine, I already on this one. If I search this, you can see, yeah, it is not available. Okay, so it is actually took by someone. It is actually I bought that earlier time. Okay, so this is how we can purchase, and mine is mufilrahman.com. Mufilrahman.io and all these things are available. Okay, so you can purchase anything you wanted. They will suggest you few names as well. Okay, you can add to cart. Once you add, I think you need to log in actually for that. Okay, so you need to log in initially. It will show you the total amount. Since I am getting, if I want to get it for 1 year, it is around 165. Okay, for this one. Okay, so you can go through it and you can purchase if you want, if you want to see your project in a proper domain. So I will show you my domain. Okay, so this is my account. So here you can see, when I go to my products. Okay, here is my domain. So basically what I want to do next, actually I want to connect this domain into my AWS. Okay, so for that there is AWS is providing a service called Route 53. So let me go to that first. So here you can see it is my domain. I can manage all the things related to domain over here in GoDaddy. Okay, so what I'm going to do, let me go to my AWS. So here is our Route 53. So I don't want to register domain, I already have one. So I just want to create a hosted zone. So let's click get started. So I am giving my name domain name over here, Mufil Rahman.com. Okay, so if you want, you can give description. So I want to make it public. Okay, and if you want, you can add tag. I don't want to do that. So basically I created a host zone. So you need to understand, I just given a random name. Okay, it will only work when you create a proper connection in between AWS Route 53 and the service provider. So basically I can manage over here my route, but before that I need to connect, I need to give the permission to Route 53 to manage my domain. Okay, so in order to do that, what I need to copy these four values. Okay, these values, and I need to paste that as a name server in my GoDaddy account, okay, for the my domain. So let me copy this first value, copy it, then let me go to my GoDaddy account. Over here you can see, you can click on manage DNS. Once you clicked on that, you can see there will be a name server setup. So the third option, okay, so right now I can manage my DNS from GoDaddy itself, because GoDaddy have all the authority to change the uh, DNS records, okay. So once I change that over here in name server, what will happen, I am going to change this name server. Right now GoDaddy is actually managing everything, so I will click, I will use my own name server. I'm giving, there is a dot in the end, okay, you don't want to give that value, okay. This is the first one. So let me go to AWS and get the next value. Basically you need to copy all the values. Let me do that quickly, okay. Basically you need to do all the things. So this is one, okay, make sure there is no dot, okay. Once you copied the four values, you can click on save. So it will give you a warning. By clicking continue, we are actually giving the consent of updating all the things to the whichever the server name value we are providing, name servers, okay. So from now onwards, once you click on continue, what will happen, all the authority will go to the route 53. So once it will take few minutes. So let me refresh. Yeah, once you set up, you can see all the things were gone from the DNS record, because you can manage your DNS record from here, okay. So everything done with the GoDaddy, okay. It is similar, the similar thing you have to do whenever you purchase a domain from anywhere, okay. If you are using any services, you need to change the name server, whichever you got getting from the AWS Route 53, okay. So let me go back to Route 53. So once you have done that, basically what you can do, let me, so our Route 53 is actually have all the authority to redirect our things. So what we want to do, whenever a project running on our public IP address, let me show you that. So when we start a project, when we run a project, the expense tracker, we can see that project in this public address, right? So let me quickly connect to my server as well, okay. So okay, so you can see our project is inside this folder. So let me go to that, expense tracker, AWS, okay. So once I'm inside this, I can actually start this node app.js, okay. Fine. So it is running on 3000, port number 3000, but we already activated our Nginx, so that we don't want to call it by Nginx. But right now you can see only HTTP request will work. So let me go. Yeah, you can see the project is actually running right now. Okay. So we want to change into, whenever we call that domain name, we want to get this project. Okay, that's what we are going to do. So basically for that, you can see right now this is running in this port, okay. So whenever you call that mufilrahman.com or whatever the domain name, you need to redirect to this public IP address. So what I'm going to do, I'm creating another record, and what I'm saying, you can basically give subdomain, okay. I will give you a brief idea, just like www dot, okay. So sometime you can see www.com, www.mufilrahman.com, okay. So right now I just set up here, I'm not changing anything, okay. So here, but I'm giving my IP value, this is my public IP address. So whenever this mufilrahman.com called, we need to redirect to this IP address, and I'm keeping all the values as a default, and I'm clicking create record. and also I will add another record for www dot, and you can check this option alias, and the endpoint is another record. You can simply select all this option. Okay, basically what it is doing now, whenever you got a call in www.com www.mufilrahman.com, it will direct to mufilrahman.com. Okay, so I'm creating that record as well. So it is also set up. You can see the status over here. It is actually pending. It will take few minutes, so let's wait for that. So it's get activated. Okay, so once it's activated, right now you can see it is actually, we are calling in our IP address. So let me try to call from my domain name. So make sure that you are using your HTTP request. Okay, so yeah, once you're calling that, you can see your actually project is running on domain, right? Can you see that? Okay, so this is a big step anyway. So once we have done that, okay, all the things are done. Okay, so what else? Right now you can see it is not secured. We just want to make it a secure connection. So for that we need to download a SSL certificate. Okay, since it is demo purpose, there is a simple solution for that. Actually, if you want certificate, you can request and you will get. You need to keep that certificate in certain configuration folder. Okay, we already have done so many configuration for Nginx, Jenkins, and all of these things. Okay, so here I'm going back to my terminal. Okay, so let me stop this for some time. Okay, so in order to get that certificate, I'm attaching a their official website, Certbot. Okay, so it will help you to get a certificate. I'm attaching along with the video, and also I'm attaching the important commands I'm using for this. Okay, it is exactly, I just copied from here only. Okay, it is better to follow this one because you can actually read what are the thing you are doing as well. It is only containing the commands only. Okay, so I'm using this one. So initial step, since our is Ubuntu, I am just copying this command. Let me go back to my instance. So if you want, you can go back to your home folder. Even if you're working with that also fine, since we are using sudo command. So I copied the first command from here, then I'm pasting here sudo dnf install python, all those things. Okay, so yes, I'm giving permission. Okay, once it's downloaded, what I'm going to do, yes, I'm going to, you can copy the next command, paste. Okay, it is also done. uh During that time, just read all those things, what are the thing you are doing. Okay, so I just copied. So the next command, okay, that's also done. And I'm going to paste the next command. What it's actually doing, it is actually installing Certbot. Okay, so read through that, and actually you need to set up a file for that. So preparing that, it is also got downloaded, I think so. Yeah, it is also fine. So let me paste the next command. Okay, done. And there are two options. Okay, so if you want to get a certificate in a proper manner, and if you want to make changes your nginx in the configuration, you can run this command. Or if you want to simply want to download automatically, you can get this command. Okay, I prefer this one anyway because it is little more complicated. You need to manually, you need to add things and you need to run the command. Okay, so I'm simply copying this one and I am pasting over here. Once you do, they will ask you your mail address. Okay, if there is any issue with the certification, in order to mail, you can give a mail id. So I'm just giving my mail id, mufilrahman.a@gmail.com. Okay, once I've given, they will ask you few questions if you want to get the mail regarding all those things. I'm, if you can give yes or no, it doesn't matter, I'm just giving yes. And they will ask you in which domain name you want to get that certificate. Okay, so you need to properly, you need to give your domain name. So mine is mufilrahman.com, so I'm just giving that one. So it is requesting a certification. It will take few second. So you can see it is actually downloaded in my this folder. Okay, so you might remember that while we are configuring expense tracker, we created a configuration file, expense tracker conf. Okay, so if you want, I can go inside that as well. Let me go inside that. You can see earlier time we actually uh, created some configuration over there. So let me go inside that one in order to see what are the things written over here. Once I go here, you can see some extra things that came over here. Okay, so earlier time it was just this much only, these lines. Okay, these all things you can see: server name ufrahman.com managed by Certbot. Okay, and there is a lot of things come over here. It is all managed, it is all auto created by the Certbot. Okay, so let me go back. You can use escape, call, and qa. Okay, so once you come over here, there's a few another command. It need to be renewed by a certain period. Okay, so by 3 months or 4 months. Okay, so what we need to activate that as well. So once it is a cron job, basically the same thing we have done in the Jenkins. Okay, in a similar manner we can run this command, so it will take care of that mm, automatic renewal. In order to make sure it is working, we can actually go to our website and we can call our website just like https. Okay, we can do that. So before that, for the upgradation of certbot, you can run this command. It is not necessary, but it is better, so let me do that as well. Okay, so once you have done that, what we can do, it will also take some time, and also it's better to restart your nginx as well. Okay, so let me restart my nginx. So what is the command for that? Sudo system ctl restart nginx. Okay, so restarted. If you want, you can actually uh, check the status as well. Instead of restart, just give status. Okay, yeah, it is running properly. So what else, we want to run our project, right? So let me go inside my project. Let me copy this. Okay, so I'm using pm2. I don't want to stop while I am closing this server. Otherwise you can actually run this project from your Jenkins as well. Okay, since I'm focusing on the SSL certification part over here, I'm just starting from here only. So pm2 start app.js. Yeah, my project is live. So right now I am calling this connection. So right now you can see our request is actually changed from HTTP to HTTPS. So that's why we can see a log symbol over here. If you click over here, actually you can see this connection is secured, and also if you want, you can see the certificate as well. So right now you can see there will be some expiry date. It will expire on March 7 2024, around 4 months. Okay, so once we activated the cron job, it will automatically get renewed. Okay, and you can see all the details as well. Okay, all the details regarding that certificate. So we completed the entire series regarding the deployment of our project in our AWS system. Okay, so let me quickly go through what are the things we have done so far. Okay, so we actually started from here, right? Then we are actually created account in AWS and we prepared our project. Basically, I gave you a basic idea about how to prepare our project and started instance, and we configured that one, right? So after that, the configuration steps involve this many things, MySQL database, and we connected with our workbench, and after that installed Node and Git in order to run our project in our server. And after that, we cloned from GitHub, Git repository, deployed that one. So in order to make run every time, we used a process manager called pm2, right? We install that one, and after that we get into the nginx part. In order to make that set up the reverse proxy, what we have done, we have installed that one, we configured that one, right? So once we configure that nginx, we are able to call our project or get that project without showing our port number, right? And in order to make that more in a practical approach, okay, in order to make that automated, we don't want to go to GitHub every time, and we don't want to get into our server every time in order to make a simple changes. We automated that entire thing using CI/CD pipeline. It is called CI/CD pipeline with Jenkins. There are multiple options for the automation. Okay, so we install that one, and I show you how to we can use that admin UI. Okay, so once and after that we use that Pol SEM for the proper automation. So we don't want to we just want to push our code into GitHub only. Okay, the rest of things will taken care by this Jenkins, right? So in this video we actually purchased our domain. Maybe it's a first domain, or maybe you have domain. Anyway, we, showed you how to purchase a domain, and we connected with our instance using Route 53 service, and we updated that DNS, and finally we downloaded SSL certificate as well. Okay, so thank you for all your support. Okay, if you have any query, please comment that uh, in the below the video. Okay, and also if you have any doubts, you can mail to me as well. Okay, so thank you so much.